spacious, this colour, isn't it?
Okay. Here now we are at the Islamic Museum, which is one of the most interesting museums you should visit while you are touring around Cairo, because it's representing Egypt as an Islamic country, which it was always the center of teaching Islam, teaching art of Islam, and that's why the idea of starting to collect Islamic pieces, it started with the royal family of Muhammad Ali, that it was 1880s, okay? So this Islamic Museum, by the way, the idea was starting with the family of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, when he ruled Egypt, he ruled between 1805 till 1848. And when he ruled Egypt later on, because he established a strong country, he could have the throne of Egypt even for his children. That's why it was a decree from Istanbul to keep the throne of Egypt for his family. That's why last king of Egypt, he was King Farouk. Okay, so it means from 1805 till 1952, this is Muhammad Ali family. We will talk about that later, because Muhammad Ali family donated so many pieces to the Islamic Museum, okay? Because they love art, they love history. So that's why they donated so many pieces. But in general, the idea started with the time of Khedive Tawfiq. Khedive Tawfiq, he ruled from like the end of 19th century, 1880s, till the beginning of the 20th century. So that's why the idea, when they start to collect the Islamic artifacts, they keep it in one of the old mosques, okay, which we are going to visit afternoon today in Islamic Cairo, which called El Hakim Ba'amrillah. This collection, it was just 111 pieces. Then after that, they have been thinking about a building to host this collection. And within the time of the family of Muhammad Ali, they loved knowledge so much. And they did a lot of expeditions outside of Egypt. That's why the reason they got the influence of European, and they want to show our civilization. They feel so much proud that we have very, very rich civilization art. But they can use different concepts. And instead of animation, they start to use the geometrical style, they start to use floral motifs, they start to use the Arabic calligraphy. That's why they created different style of Arabic calligraphy, like Solus, Kiofic, whatever, floral Kiofic, and they create amazing art pieces. That's why this museum later on, it was already prepared, and it was made by the royal family of Muhammad Ali. And that's why, as example, Abbas Helmi II, he donated some of the carpets, some of the artifacts. Even Yusuf Kamal, he was a prince from the royal family. He was a cousin of King Farouk, and he loves art so much. And he is the one who was a traveler. He write down so many volumes about Egyptian desert, about animals, about plants. And later on, he was the first one thinking of a faculty of fine art. So he is the one who established the faculty of fine art. That's why outstanding pieces always, it was his collection. But of course, sharing with the public and with his royal family, he donated so many pieces. And then later on, King Fuad, King Farouk, the last king, they gave so much also to the museum. But in general, the museum, it has so many pieces, returns back to the beginning of Islam. Because Islam also, it's one of the popular religions in all over the world. But in general, we can see here both different sects with different style of art. Like in general, Sunni Muslims not allowed to use any animation. For Shiite, it was allowed. So that's why we can see both. Sometimes we see human figures, sometimes we see animals, while the rest is just geometrical style or floral or just Arabic inscription. How amazing also the artists, sometimes they left their signature on their pieces. Proud to tell this is my collection, it's like a brand. Okay, that it was within 9th century and 10th century AD. Plus also we got some collection from Yemen, from Iran, from all over the Islamic world. Okay, some pieces unique honestly because they have been showing the improvement of the what we call it the geometrical star, which is nowadays you can see it in a lot of Muslims houses or on the doors or in mosques, even in the church. We can see this design because the Arabs, they have been both Christian and Muslims, but influenced by the style of art at that time. So as example, if you go to the Christian like church, the iconostase itself, it's full by arabesque, which it was created later by Arabs. So maybe the artist, he's Christian, but got the influence of the style of art at that time. Okay, this is the reason. Honestly, it's amazing museum. You should visit while you are in Cairo. Here, as example, at the end of the garden, there is something we call it like salsabil. This salsabil, by the way, it's a fountain, which it was to make like nice and fresh water coming to the house, and it consists of several parts. There is a cistern at the back, and there the water comes over these little plates on marble to keep it cooler and give nice atmosphere for the people and for visitors. That it was transferred also from one of the old places. Okay. In general, the building itself, it used to have two main floors for the museum. But now, unfortunately, we had an accident a few years ago after we had like people bombing just the police center, but unfortunately they put the truck with the bomb with the like explosion just next to the museum. That's why they did a great job. And honestly, United Arab Emirates donated millions and millions just to fix everything back. Especially when the explosion happened, there is a lot of glass oil lamps. They have been totally broken. So the people keep collecting it and repair it, and we will see that already inside the museum. Like there is a beautiful oil lamps which they are famous in the mosque called Sultan Hassan. That's what also I suggest you can visit. Sultan Hassan and Rifai Mosque. You know, it has beautiful art of oil lamps. But now you will see before and after restoration. Because glass, it's fragile, so that's why it was very easy to be the first thing it was affected. Then also there is a department for restoration, which is at the second floor nowadays. And instead of that, before, when I was studying archaeology, it was textile upstairs. But now we have a special museum for textile at Islamic Cairo, which they rehabilitated one of the old fountains, or one of the old sabils. We call it sabil, Muhammad Ali. They use it as a textile museum. That's why this textile museum there, they collect all these pieces there. Thank you.
Thank you for your story.
Thank you.
No more talking. Call to prayer.
Alhamdulillah.